Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your show, The Real Talk with Edison Sinat, and where we talk about real issue with real solution, where you can become an educated buyer and an investor. Every Thursday night, we break down the numbers, we kill the meat, and we give you step-by-step move you can use this week. No fluff, no hype, just strategy, stories, and straight answers from pros who've done their work. I'm Edison Sinat. I'm your guide. I am your friend. And I'm here tonight with another great one for you today. So, for friends and family, I tell you, every Thursday, I'm excited because I keep bringing some new guests, and every guest are exciting as the first one. Today, I got a man that's going to come and talk to you guys. This brother is hype. This brother knows his stuff. And he out of his busy schedule, he find way to spend a little time with moi. I'm excited, and I know you guys are gonna learn. Let me introduce to you my guest today. My guest today is a financial advisor with 14 years of experience in life insurance, retirement planning, and investment solution. Specialized in helping families protect their income, eliminate debt, and build lasting financial security. He's a man of God. He's a father. He's a husband. I'm telling you, I know the family. I love them all. And today we have with us Marcus Attilus in the house. Let me add you. Marcus, welcome to our show today, my man.
Hey,
Look.
glad to be here. Glad to be here, brother.
Yes, sir. So what's up to you, man? What's going on? How's life?
Well, life is lifing, like they said. But actually, it's been a blessing.
Okay.
Have three beautiful kids, beautiful wife. Uh,
Yes.
for the past few months, I've been on a journey, trying to
Okay.
actually have a personal relationship with God.
Amen.
I've been in the church for quite some times, and
Yeah.
actually, as we just talked, but this
Yeah.
was never something that I wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
even mention it.
Look at
But
God.
actually, yeah, actually, I could say for the past few months,
Yeah.
I've been searching to have a personal
Amen.
relationship with God. So pretty
Amen.
much that's what's been going on outside having enjoying my beautiful life, working, busy schedule, but that's it.
Man, and man, you catching God where God, man, this morning talking about this, man, we had to talk about. I was listening to the story about Jesus Christ. That's not our topic today, y'all. But if you're here, you better be part of that conversation because the Holy Spirit is doing different things in here. So you better catch it. We're dropping some knowledge in here. Tell a friend, tell them we here. Edison and Marcus is on YouTube Live, is on Facebook Live. Come and watch because you are going to learn something new today. I was listening to this podcast this morning, and a guy was telling the story about Christ, right? When Mary and Joseph left Jesus Christ behind, and a day later they realized that they left Jesus behind. So they
Mhm.
stopped being worried, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm worried because we haven't seen this." And so the guy said, first of all, Mary and Joseph were more interesting about the destination, but they forgot about the Messiah. Most of the time, we're so busy looking at the destination, this is where we go, but we forgot that we, had somebody with us, right? Here's the second point he said, and this is what your your introduction kinda bring it back to me. When they went and find Jesus, and Jesus like, "Why are you looking for me? Don't you know this is where I'm supposed to be?" So his point was, the fact in the matter that they left Jesus where he was supposed to be, they are the one that left Jesus, but Jesus never left.
That's so true. I mean,
Come
at the
on,
end,
Jesus was right there and was doing exactly what they were supposed to. They were so focusing on going to their destination, but they
and they
forget what they were where they were supposed to be. Right?
and
Sometime in life,
on a
Marcus,
regular basis,
you've been
man.
going to church all my life. You've been with, but the past few months of my life, I've been trying to find Jesus where I left him behind. Right? Because you were so focused on the destination, then you
So
forgot that Jesus was right there. Come on, man. This is something good, right?
busy with life, man, and I'm telling you, man, it's a completely different
Yeah.
experience. But anyways, so honestly, I wasn't even planning on talking about that, but
Listen.
uh, it just right now, whenever someone asks me how am I
Yeah,
doing, that's the very first thing that actually come to mind
yeah,
because uh, just want to tell everybody, hey, I'm in a different zone right now.
It's on
You
right
know,
now.
work is
Yeah.
great, but at the end of the day, we always gotta look to serve the God first, man.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Now, Marcus, I've been your friend, I think, the past 2 or 3 years, ever since you moved to the city.
Yes.
When I say it's a city from little Florida,
Yeah, yeah,
for all the retirement people in Florida watching this. And
yes,
Marcus
sir.
got smart. He got smart real fast, and he said, "I'm moving to Frisco, the city."
Yes,
And
sir.
we've been friends, so people don't know you. Can you tell people about you, who you are, what's your story, what make you the man that you are today?
Well, I have a very short story. I do not like to talk about myself,
Hmm.
and always been that way. But moving to the United States at the age of 16 back in 1996,
Hmm.
graduated from high school, went to school, become a realtor back in 2004.
Let's go
Uh,
real estate.
I did real estate up until 2010.
Hmm.
After the market crash, I was looking for something to do. Actually, I moved to Colorado.
Hmm.
Um,
I heard it's nice there.
yeah, Colorado is great, beautiful
Yeah,
state, completely different people.
yeah.
And I moved there for about 3 months. And then while I was in Colorado, actually, I moved by myself. And
Hmm.
dude, I was getting calls, at least 10, 15 calls from my mom every single day. I
Hmm.
have to go back to Florida. I moved back to Florida. But hey, I didn't know what I was gonna do. And a friend of mine said, why don't you get into life insurance?
Hmm.
I said, I've heard about life insurance, investment, blah. I'm good. I'm not interested.
Hmm.
But my sisters kind of bribed me and said, hey, I'll pay for your license if you move back to Florida.
That's an enticement right there.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. So she paid for my license, and I got my life insurance license back in 2010, and I got my investment license back in 2011. And
Hmm.
since then, pretty much that's what I've been doing. I started with a company like everybody knows. If you're Haitian and you're in Florida,
I see. I'm
you know
America.
you know about Primerica.
Yep.
I worked with them in 2016. I became a regional vice president,
Hmm.
opened my own office, and in 2019, I was looking for a house,
Yeah.
and somehow some realtor from Texas sent me a bunch of different houses, and I look them up. They look really nice.
Yep.
I showed my wife, and I said, "Hey, do you want to move to Texas?" Literally, bro, it was just I saw the house. As a realtor, you always
Yeah.
love beautiful house,
Yeah.
and she was like, "I'm not moving to Texas," and I left it as that. Never said anything again.
Yeah.
About a year later,
Yeah.
she was like, "Do you want to move to Texas?" Nope, have no. And long story short, moved to Texas about 7, 8 months later.
Yeah.
Houston, lived in Houston for about a year and a half, and then I realized Houston was not, what
That
it's
was
all
the
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people hype Houston, and I'll guarantee right now, if you planning on moving to Houston, please don't.
Please don't move to
Please
the
don't
Dallas. We got Big D right here.
move to Dallas in there, instead.
Correct. Yes,
So
sir.
we find ourselves literally driving from Houston to Frisco,
Uh-huh.
maybe at least once a month, just to find something to do.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, that's crazy. Well, we're driving 3, 4 hours
Three,
every
4 hours. Yeah.
month. And then we just decided to move to Frisco. And that was one of the best decisions that I've made. I
Yeah.
always loved Texas, but I just didn't like Houston.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's the story.
That's the
And
start.
then we started talking, and that's how we met. And we are
Yeah.
here today talking about financial planning.
Financial planning. Man, thank you. What a story. What a story. For those of you watching, for those of you still living in miserable Florida, it's time for you to live. It's time for you to move. You got us. If you're watching this today, I'm telling you, man, Texas is a place for young professionals.
Yeah.
Dallas, Texas is a place for if you are in anywhere like in construction, engineer, or pharmacy, or doctors, or whatever you're in, you will find a place and Texas and Dallas especially will be
Mhm.
a home for you. I'm telling you, if things are affordable, compared to Florida, housings are affordable. This is great. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because I'm you got me starting advertising for Dallas right there. Financial life insurance. You know, life insurance is one of those topics that people either avoid or misunderstand. What are the biggest myth you've seen about it, right? And what is such a critical part to protecting your family? What talk to us. Tell us the myth about life insurance and how the perspective how people sees it.
Well, I think the biggest mistake that I've seen people make
Mhm.
is people think life insurance is a standalone product.
Mm,
And people never really attach life insurance to their whole financial planning.
mm.
And which is that's what we're going to be talking about. So the
Yeah,
goal is, and that's the biggest mistake that I've seen people make, and pretty much just buy life insurance just to buy it without a true concept behind it, without a
okay,
true planning.
okay. So you know what's funny? You say about planning. I heard this quote. You probably know it. If you fail to plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? But if you plan to, what did I say it wrong? If you plan to if you don't plan to succeed, you're planning to fail. If you plan,
Well,
what is this? How
that's
is it? I
my
forgot.
number one quote. Actually, if you
Go
actually
ahead to me. I'm drawing a blank right now.
if you're looking at my note, that's the
Yeah,
very first thing that I have on top right now.
yeah.
It's most people don't plan to fail,
Uh-huh.
but they fail to
To
plan.
plan. That's exactly right. That's the third.
So now let me ask you a question.
Correct.
I'm
Let's
just
go.
going to
Let's go.
right now. If you take 10 people who's retired right now,
Mhm.
what's the percentage of that 10? How many of those 10 people you think retiring comfortably?
I'll say 4 out of 6, 4 out of 10.
No,
No?
one.
Wow.
Now, do you think nine out of those 10 people
Mhm.
wake up every day and say to myself, I cannot wait to be broke when I'm retired. I
No.
cannot wait to rely on Social Security. I cannot wait to rely on friends and family members.
Mm.
No, because people live day by day. They
Yep.
don't spend a little time.
Yeah.
People spend more time planning birthday parties
Weddings.
their entire life,
Yeah.
weddings,
Yeah.
than they spend on planning their retirement.
That is the truth. That is absolute
That's the thing. I hear it a lot,
Mhm.
especially with our community. So, lo parle avec yeah, I'm okay, I'm good,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. You know why? Because they probably have a life insurance policy they bought. They
Yeah.
probably have a 401k somewhere
Yeah.
by having that, and they probably think they're okay. But the
Yeah.
reality is, there
Yeah.
are a few questions.
Yeah.
If you cannot answer those questions, then you nowhere near
Okay.
to be, to be properly planned for your retirement.
But let me ask you this. Let's say planning. What you mean by planning? For instance, somebody said, "Okay, my wife and I, we making $8,000 a month, and then $8,000 a month, we make sure that we save at least $800 on that, and then we put it in the bank." So you saying this is not planning enough? Is there more into planning than just saving some money in the bank somewhere?
Absolutely.
Mm,
See, I something that I've used for the last 14 years.
yeah.
Whenever I speak with someone, my number one goal is not to sell you a product.
Okay.
My number one goal is trying to build what we call a financial house. And
Okay.
as you can see, that's what we're going to be talking about, how to
Yeah.
build I call it the holistic financial
Financial
house,
house. Yeah.
how to build a bulletproof financial house.
Okay.
So that's what everybody has to have in place. And
Okay.
sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for you to properly build it.
Right. Okay.
So, so when we're talking about properly planning,
Yeah.
for me, there are five different plan or five different pillars that you
Yeah.
have to have in place.
Correct.
So, number one
Okay.
is what we called the foundation.
Okay.
If you building a house, well, what is the first thing you have to have in place?
You need to have foundation.
You have to
Foundation.
foundations.
Okay.
And what is your foundation? Your foundation is all your type of life insurance. That's what we call protections. Your life insurance, your health insurance, disability insurance, your emergency funds.
Correct.
Those are the things that you have to have in place even before you start talking about anything.
Okay.
'Cause sometimes I have people call me and say, "Hey, I want to start investing uh, $100, $200 a month." I said,
Correct.
"That sounds great, but do you have a life insurance?"
Okay.
No, I don't believe in life insurance. All right, sounds good,
Yeah.
but I'm not the one who's doing it because you know why? If you start investing $100 right now, and
Okay.
God forbid something happens to you a year from now,
Correct.
I have to give your wife maybe $1,300 worth of checks, or I could have given her $1 million.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
correct.
So you have to make sure you have everything in place
Mhm.
before you start, going all this thing. And your life insurance, your
Yeah.
retirement plan, your college planning, your emergency funds should all relate. All of them has to link to each other.
So you're saying those key things that you just mentioned, life insurance, retirement, college fund, and then what else you said? Those are the key things that you define as a foundation. So somebody to have a bulletproof, a holistic house financially, those are the key things that they should have in place. Is that what you're telling me? If I understand correctly?
Well, there are more, but those are
Okay.
the key
The,
things. Usually you should try.
those are the four pillars, right? Those are the thinking that keep you bulletproof, like financially,
Yeah, the
or
foundations. So you have
okay.
your debt and
Okay.
cash flow. You have your investments, your accumulations. You have your retirement planning, and you have your legacy and wealth transfer. So those are the five things that you have
Okay.
to have in place. Again, it doesn't happen overnight,
Okay.
but you
Okay.
have to make sure you have all those things in place.
But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Let's say I never met you. We never talk about these things. How does somebody, a regular person, how do they get there, man? Because we talk about it. Let's say you want me to come to your office. Say, Edison, meet me at your office, right?
Mhm.
And you don't drop no gem, you don't drop no direction. How do I get there, bro? How do I set those pillars up?
Well, that's the thing. Number one, like we were saying, most people, like 9 out of those 10 people, they
Mhm.
try to get to a place they've never been before
Mhm.
without the proper directions.
Correct.
If I tell you right now, come to my house,
Yeah, as I'm saying.
office,
Yeah.
and I give you the address, so you have no way of getting to my
No
house.
way. No way.
It's like today, this is where you are,
Mhm.
but your destination is your retirement. So
Okay.
you kind of have to predetermine what that destination is. And
Okay.
that's one of the, well, now I know what I know. It's one of the easiest questions, but most people don't know. The easiest way for you to actually come up with this question, very
Right.
easy. That's what we
Mhm.
call FIN,
Mhm.
financial independent number. That's
Financial
the amount of money that you have to accumulate so you never have to go back to work.
mm,
And
got
how do you come up with this number?
you. Okay.
So let's say you're my client, I would ask you a few series of questions. Number one,
Mhm.
let's say if you would retire today,
Okay.
how much money do you need on a monthly basis to live a comfortable life? I'm
Mm.
not talking about for you to be wealthy,
You know,
just to live a comfortable life every single month. How much money do you need?
me personally,
Yeah, as an
I
example,
can. That's actually, I know. I need $12,000.
$12,000. All right.
Yeah.
So now, typically, people can live off their about 70% of their current income right now
Right.
towards when they retire. Right.
Mhm.
So now, $12,000. That's today.
Yeah.
Well, you're not retiring today.
No, I don't intend on retiring anytime
So
soon.
you probably, since sometimes people don't want to give their age,
Bro,
let's
I
say.
I it looks it if I give my age, everybody watching this should send me a gift because Sunday is my birthday. So I'm gonna give my age. I'm about to be 45, bro.
So let's say you about to be 45.
Correct.
So when would you like to retire?
I would love to call it a thing, maybe 70.
70.
You're 65,
So,
70.
so that's roughly about 25 years from now.
25 years from now. Correct.
So I have a system. All I got to do just put $12,000 today,
Correct.
and it will give me exactly how much is that, how much will that be in 25 years from now, including inflation.
Correct.
So that's the amount of money that you need to have coming in every single month. But
Correct.
now the system will tell me for you to get $12,000 or $21,000, whatever that number is going to be in
Mhm.
25 years from now, that's how much money you need to have in your retirement account.
Correct.
So you can live off the interest for you to make $12,000 every single month.
Mm.
So that amount, which is that's what we call financial independent number.
Defense. Financial independence.
So most people
Yeah.
don't know that number. Most people just saving for their
Yeah.
retirement.
Yeah.
So they have a 401k here. They have a life
Wolf.
insurance,
I got Wolf RA. We put
Roth
like
IRA all around the place,
yeah.
but they don't have a final destination. So
Okay.
when you have a financial planning or financial plan, that's what it does. It's actually this is where you are today,
Yeah.
this is where you want to be tomorrow,
Okay.
and that's the roadmap. So for you, let hypothetically, I don't have
Mhm.
any numbers in my head right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Talk.
say you need to save $5 million as an example.
Correct.
So if you have $5 million saved,
Mhm.
that $5 million will give you your 20 or $12,000 every single month that you need.
Okay.
So that's how you come up with this
Or
number.
this number. Yeah. This is great, Marcus, because I'm glad that oh man, when you say from age, l'âge amène la raison, from age come wisdom. I find it typical that people in their 30s don't talk about this, and people in their 40s feel like it's kind of too late. Do you think is it too late or is it too early for somebody in the 30s to stop thinking about this one? Is it too late for somebody in their 40s, 45, 50s to think about retirement and feel like, oh, I'm screwed. I'm already destined for Walmart. Is it what is the right time to stop planning and stop putting this foundation? Would you say?
Today.
Okay.
Because you know why? You can never go back to get all the time that you've
20
lost.
years, yeah.
And the longer you wait, the more expensive retirement will become.
Mm,
And time is always someone's best friend when it comes to retirement. Because when you fully understand the rule of 72, when you understand compound interest,
mhm,
you realize the more time you have, the
mhm,
better, the more money you can accumulate. So you cannot go back and say, well, I should have started, 20 years ago, but I didn't. But you know
mhm,
what? It is what it is. So
mhm.
start today. It doesn't, it's all about starting creating the habits.
Okay.
Because sometimes people wait and say, you know what, I don't have enough money, then I'm not gonna start saving for retirement.
Okay.
Well, that's not the case. That's not the proper way for you to go at it at all. Is if you're going to wait until you can invest $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month,
Yeah.
you probably never going to start.
Okay. Okay. So start like yesterday. Like you start
Start
like not right now.
yesterday. Exactly.
Exactly. Okay.
Start creating the habit.
Start creating a habit. So now
Exactly.
you this is something that just came back to my mind. You talk about those five pillar that people need in that foundation. Is there order to get them? Is there you have to have this one first before you get this one before you get this one? Is
Yeah.
though or you can get any of them first? What is there? What to go by first? How
Okay. Step by step.
step?
Just like if you're building a house,
Yeah.
you cannot start the house with the roof, isn't it?
Okay. No, you can't.
Doesn't make any sense, right?
No sense at all.
So you have to start with the foundation.
Okay. What is the rock that I place first? What is the first rock though?
What is the first route?
The rock, and the
Oh,
foundation,
the
those
rock
particular,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
is your life insurance.
Life insurance. Okay.
Yes, because for me, I think most people call it life insurance. I don't like to call it life insurance. I
Mm,
call it income replacement.
income replacement.
So that's the
Okay.
first thing that you have to make sure you secure
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And even so, when it comes to life insurance, I guarantee you a lot of people buy life insurance the wrong way.
What do you mean by that? Life insurance. So I cannot just walk into the bank and say I need a life insurance. This is not. I mean, or should you? What you're saying is there's an education between people knowing the difference between long term and short term, or tell me why they buy the wrong way.
See, that's the thing. Most people, since I've been for a while, you got a
Yeah.
lot of people fighting between the different types of life insurance.
Correct.
I mean, the different types of life insurance has nothing to do with buying life insurance the proper way.
Okay.
Life insurance was designed to solve a problem.
Okay.
All right. So now there are three ways I've seen people buy life insurance.
Mhm.
Number
Okay.
one, whatever they can afford. I can only afford $50 a month. I get whatever I can get.
Hmm.
The second way you can buy life insurance kind of
Hmm.
properly is making sure that life insurance uh, replacing your income.
What
Two
do you
things.
mean by it? What do you mean by replacing my income?
Yes. So two things. Number one, how much money you need. You need to have the proper amount of life insurance,
Okay.
and for how long. Um, you need to have anywhere between 10, minimum between 10 to about 12 times of your income.
Okay.
And you need to have that life insurance in place until your last kid is at least between 20 to 25.
Hmm.
Why? Again, when I said people buy it the wrong way, because there's not always a proper meaning behind it.
Hmm.
12 times of your income, right?
Okay.
2% of that can go towards paying funerals, do all this other stuff, right?
Hmm.
If you take your income, you multiply it by 10, if you make $100,000, you have $1 million.
Hmm.
You one person die, you take that $1 million, you invest that money,
Okay.
you should be able to take between 8 to 10% out of that every single year.
Okay. Take 10% out of it. Okay.
Exactly. So what is 10%? What is 8%? Well, technically, you're not supposed to take 10%. You're supposed to take about between 70 to 7 to 8%.
Uh-huh.
Because, like I said, if one person passed away, some expenses goes away with the person, right?
Correct.
So the wife or the husband should be able to rely on 70 to about 80% of that person's income. So when you take the 10 times the $1 million you invested every single year, that $1 million will give you anywhere between 70 to $80,000. So you're replacing that person's income.
Mhm. Okay.
And you have that money in place until your last kid is 20 something. So that's when the whole life and the term life insurance comes in.
Correct.
You want to have this protection in place until your last kid is 20 or 21, 25,
Mhm.
because the responsibility that you have is
Mhm.
no longer the same. Because your last kid is 25,
Mhm.
then if something happens to either you or your wife, you won't have the same um, financial responsibility.
Mhm.
So the third way to buy life insurance is what I usually call properly protected.
Okay.
That's when your life insurance covers everything.
Okay.
Number one, it covers your income, which is the 10 times.
Okay.
If you have a debt, a house, or if you don't have a house, You may say, you know what? I want to add an extra $500,000. If I die, my wife can buy a house.
Right.
Or if I owe $600,000 into my mortgage,
Mhm.
I have to add that into my life insurance.
Right.
How much debt do I have,
Mhm.
including the cars, the credit cards? Let's say it's about $50,000.
Mhm.
Now you include that $50,000.
Okay.
Now you have how many kids
Yep. 2
based
kids.
on their age,
Yeah.
based on the school you would like for them to go.
Uh-huh.
Now you're probably gonna need maybe $100,000 a year or $50,000, whatever it is.
Right.
Three kids, multiply that for three. You include that in your life insurance,
Mhm.
and you have miscellaneous
Right.
funeral cost. Someone who makes $100,000 a year, for them to be properly protected,
Mhm.
you probably gonna need, if you have a house or if you want to buy a house, you're probably gonna need between 2 million, $2.5 million for you to be properly protected.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's how you buy life insurance properly. Not just by, hey, I need $100,000 or two
Okay.
hundred thousand dollars. So now,
No.
once you have that in place, the next thing you want to have make sure you have in place is you want to make sure you have your will done, living will, power of
Yes.
attorney.
Important.
All those things needs to be in place
Yep.
in case you passed away.
Man, Marcus, you're dropping a lot of knowledge right here. Got a couple of things as we're speaking about this thing that come into my mind. You have people might see your title and they see is a fancy title. Can a regular person, somebody who's making $50,000 a year, $60,000 or less than that, can they afford or can they approach somebody like you? Because this is not a regular conversation we're talking about here. This is not something that happening in our culture, in our people, right? The Haitian people. This is not what we sit down around the dinner table we will talk about. Man, we need to save 10% of what we're making right now. This is not a conversation. How can somebody reach out to you or somebody like you to have this thing done? Because like I said, our people are perishing, man. Lack of this knowledge. I can keep talking, man, because I just been to a funeral, bro. I've been to a funeral. This guy just passed away, left a nice condo and not a townhouse, died without a will, no will. So now the state is about to take the house because he's the only one name on the house. He didn't made a will to say if I die, my daughter or my son are gonna have the house. Now the state is, and then this happened multiple times. How can someone have a conversation with somebody like you, and how can we encourage those conversations more on our dinner table?
Well, number one, I don't charge anything
Wow,
because my consultation is for free, and if anyone gets anything or buy anything from me per se, they're
mhm,
not the one who's paying me. The company pays me.
wow.
You see what I'm
You
saying?
hear that?
It's just sometimes people think those things are not for me. I usually use the same example to say you'll be surprised. Instead of you buying a Honda Civic, you can
Mhm,
actually, with the same amount of money, you can afford
mhm.
a BMW.
Yeah, I mean, you've got good credit.
It's because of the knowledge that you have. Because,
Correct.
for example, you can go and buy a Honda Accord and
Yeah,
paying $700 a month,
yeah.
but you can lease a brand new cars and you pay way less money.
Listen to
So
that. Yeah.
sometimes people hear about investment,
Lack of
they hear
knowledge. Yeah,
financial planning, they think they have to have those things are not for me.
yeah.
Oh, those are for somebody else, and it's because of the lack of the knowledge. And again, uh, it just you just have to know that, okay, that information is important, that I
Mm.
need to know. You have to seek that information.
See,
I don't know if you want me to give my number, so they have
no,
my email.
I'll put your email right there, man. Because listen, if you guys are watching, you heard it from Marcus. Let me put my hotspot. Friends, you heard it from my friend. You do not have to be a superstar. You don't have to play in the NBA. You don't have to have $1 million in the bank. If you want to start now to have a planning done, you can contact someone that is a financial planner. They can sit down for you for free and help you plan for your future. I am tired as a pastor to go for that GoFundMe. I'm tired. I'm tired of giving people for my people for my generation or for my community money to go get funeral done because listen, the information is here. It's for free. You just have to ask the right person. Would you agree with me? You just have to write the right person, not cousin Ray Ray, but talk to someone that have experience, right?
Right,
Well,
right.
you know cousin Ray Ray. Cousin Ray Ray always knows stuff. You know, everybody got a cousin Ray Ray in
Yeah,
their family,
it's
man.
one thing. Sometimes people always it kills me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, I'm good. I know. And the only people that usually start a conversation like that
yeah.
is the people that actually need the information.
Facts.
Right? So now, after you have that in place, so now you have your life insurance properly,
Okay.
you have your will done.
Correct.
So the next thing on the list, not a retirement account, not
Mhm.
anything else, you need to have between three, you need to start saving for your emergency funds.
Emergency funds. Correct. Because
Because
emergency
sometimes
happen.
I see people say, "Oh, I'm good. I have a retirement account."
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have a very expensive emergency funds.
Correct.
Because what happens if you lose your job? What
Yeah.
happens if you have a big emergency?
Yeah.
You're going to take money from that retirement plan of 401k where they charge you 10% penalty plus taxes.
Mhm.
Right? So the next thing that you have in place, you need to have your emergency funds in place.
Bro, but this is so cool. I have a cut you real right because I know my wife and I we had that philosophy. Ukone Jasper Wanye, Uge Fami IT, you got family and everything else. You have to have some kind of emergency fund. Because if
Mhm.
something happened to my mom or my dad, I don't want, like I said, I want to be able to be the first one that jumped the first 5,000. Well, I just, if something happened to me, there's have to be that fund somewhere that I know I'm not gonna touch this money. This is my money that I put aside just in case. It's called an emergency. When something happened, is there's a leak in the roof? Is there something that will require it's there before I go ahead and do anything else. I know that emergency fund is right there because it's important, right?
Mhm. Well, how do you properly set your emergency funds?
For us, it's
Mhm.
part of our saving. We part of our saving. My wife and I, whenever we do our budgeting, monthly or biweekly budget, we make sure that we say, okay, there's a $250. We're gonna put it toward this, and every year this is how much money we want to save, right?
Okay.
So and we have different emergency funds.
Now let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
If both of you, you and your wife, something
Hmm.
happens, cannot go to work for how long will you be able to sustain the house?
Personally, where we went to that what they call Financial Peace University, and we see if we can hold it for like a 6 month. That's one we said. But we've been doing saving enough. I think the 6 month can be a year if any of us is not working.
So, again, the next thing you need to have in place is making sure you have anywhere between 3 to about 6 months. Not
Correct.
your income. Most people think it's income. No, it's
Mm.
your expenses.
Expenses. Correct.
3 to 6 months worth
Yeah.
of your expenses saved up. Now, I don't want to go into details
Yeah.
where,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but that's what you need to have in place. So once you have that in place,
Correct.
now there's two things you can do.
Hmm.
You can start attacking your debt.
That's yeah.
You need
Compound
to
effect. You stop paying this. The role.
Yes. So now
Yeah.
you need to have, most people, if I were to ask them, what is your debt elimination date? Most people don't know.
Mm. Elaborate on that. Debt elimination day. What do you mean by that?
So, for example, let's say you have two cars, credit cards and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's money that could have been allocating towards your retirement.
Mhm.
Now it's going towards debt.
Mhm.
Now, if you're using either debt stacking or if you have the snowball
Mhm.
concept, you know exactly how long it will take you to pay off your debt.
Mm.
I'm not going to go into details how those things works,
Mhm.
but as a part of the plan, now you kind of know exactly when you'll be out of debt. Because
Okay.
once you run the system, it tells you exactly, hey, your debt elimination date is X number of, you know, maybe 10
Okay.
years from now. And that's how much interest you'll save. So
Okay.
now once you have all that in place,
Okay.
you go towards start saving for your retirement.
Okay.
All right. So now, remember when we talked about your FIN number,
Okay. Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So you have that in place, and that's one of the things that I've seen a lot of people do. They all over the place. They having real estate. They doing options. They doing stocks. They doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, and that's what got people confused.
Correct.
If you don't have your FIN number down, you don't
Mhm.
have your principal goal that you're working towards, you all over the place.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's the lack of planning. It's like you going to fight, but you don't have a plan on how to fight the person. It's like, until you get punched in the face. That's what Mike Tyson say, right? You have to have a plan. Like, okay, this is what I'm gonna tackle first. This is what I'm gonna go after next. And then this is what, because you're right. I've heard a lot of people, man. Oh, hey, I want to invite you to a group of stock exchange, blah blah blah, bro. I'm working on my fin, right? I'm working on this. Let me make sure that I have this in place first,
Yeah.
before I start. Because I noticed you haven't even talked about investment. You're still talking about life insurance. You haven't even get to that investment part
Because
yet.
you have to do that's what I talked about. You have
Yeah.
to make sure you have things the right way. So not,
Mm,
let me, that's what people don't understand. When you have your financial house in order,
correct. The foundation is there.
bulletproof a finance, it doesn't matter what life hates you with.
Correct.
If you wake up tomorrow, you lose your job, that's okay. I
Yeah.
have 6 to a year to find me another job.
Fine. Yeah.
Your mom passed away, or this my car broke
God,
down.
God forbid. Right.
God forbid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I have the life insurance in place.
Yeah.
I have my emergency funds in place.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know exactly how much you're putting away every single month. And you
Hmm.
know exactly what tomorrow is going to look like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what it means to have a bulletproof financial house in place. And
Yeah.
it's eh, good.
No,
I
no,
got
no, no, no. I see the passion. I see the passion, bro. I like that. I saw the passion. But Mark, do you know what can we do to bring this conversation more? Because sometimes, I used to blame churches and pastors. Today I don't. I don't, because a pastor have a theology background, right? They don't have a financial background. So a lot of people are expecting the pastors to know this thing. The pastors can help you to keep you, have a spiritual discipline. Through spiritual discipline, you'll find some principles to help you build this foundation. But that doesn't mean that the pastor knows all the things that you share with us right now. So how can we promote those type of conversation, especially for our Haitian folks, for our generation? Because like I said, I'm tired of seeing those GoFundMe because my pop passed away, because my mom passed away. How do we encourage those type of conversation
well,
in our midst?
well, number one, it's start by what we're doing right now.
Correct.
And number two, we have to start the awareness among ourselves. And
Right.
honestly, I think uh, the so-called professionals
Hmm.
is sometimes is the main issue,
Hmm.
because in our community, if we want to be honest to ourselves, most of us don't really take the time to learn what we're doing.
Mm. What do you mean by that? So you're talking about those charlatan, those people that just do it for
Yeah, the people
money?
that does every single thing under the sun. They do.
Correct.
They in real estate. They do
They-
stocks. They do
Yep.
investment properties. They
They do
they do, they do taxes.
everything else.
They
Yeah,
do everything, and so
yeah.
therefore, when a client would come to you,
That is so good. That is
so
so
when
good.
a client comes to you,
Bruh. Go ahead.
so now if you, let's say you're a nurse as an example, right?
Yeah,
And you calling yourself a financial guy
yeah,
on YouTube, or so they come to you.
yeah.
So guess what? They're relying on your expertise.
Correct,
But if you don't have that yourself,
correct.
you'll just sell them a product.
Facts.
Ah,
Trying to make some money, and you
yeah,
net you
this
next.
is exactly.
Yeah.
But if we have actually professionals
Yeah.
who know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
then they can properly educate people. And also, I have to be honest,
Yeah.
we have a lot of people that always think they know.
Yeah.
One thing I realized within our community, we know just enough to
Let us
bury ourselves.
facts. No, you bro, you're dropping gems right now. You're dropping the truth. Because what you're saying, so do you know how many conversation I have with people? Because they know I'm in real estate, right? And
Mhm.
because I'm in real estate, they want me to move into, man, why don't you sell life insurance? Man, why don't you do mortgage? Why don't you become a mortgage broker? Why are you doing this? Let's do multi-investment this. Let's you do everything. I'm like, no. I am trying to become an expert of what I'm doing. I want to become an expert in residential real estate. That's what I'm doing right now for the past 4 going to 5 years. I want to master this thing. So when people come and sit down with me, you live educated. I'm not leaving no rock on turns because I am giving you the education that you need to not only to buy a house but to create wealth. But just like your point, man, many people they get involved. You know what? They're doing taxes. They're in that Obamacare. They're doing a mortgage. They're doing this. Like you cannot be a trade of all trade. You just do everything. If you do everything, something is failing, and most of the time is your
You
customer, is the
don't do
people that you're serving that is suffering,
it. Exactly. So now,
bro.
if we want to go back and how to properly set
Yeah,
up your retirement.
correct.
So most people, right?
Hmm.
They have a job.
Correct.
So you have a 401k.
Correct.
Within that 401k, you have Roth 401k, you have traditional 401k.
Correct.
Most people don't know. You have to select the Roth IRA,
Correct.
the Roth 401k. And number two, you have to find out what's the matching is. What are the rules around matching? Because some company says if you invest 3%, we'll match 100%. If
Correct.
you match 5%, we'll match 100%. Whatever that is, you match that 100%. If you can afford it, because you want to get as much free money as possible that the job's giving you.
Correct. I agree.
Now, once you have that in place, now you have to make sure you select the right investment within that 401k plan. Do you know how many times I sit with someone
Mhm.
and they've been investing into that 401k for the last 10, 15 years and averaging 2%?
100%.
When they have investment within the same 401k plan that average 11, 13,
Wow.
14%.
Hmm. Wow. That
Again,
that's crazy.
it's not their fault
Yeah. They don't know.
because they don't know, and
And they're
the
not asking the right question though.
HR department's not your financial guy. They have
Correct.
some guy that's collecting money from that 401k,
Mhm.
but they never know who that person is.
Correct. They don't.
So you have to make sure you have all that thing you yourself.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I do for free for people.
Mhm.
I sit down with you,
Yeah.
I teach you, I put all the investment within your 401k plan,
Mhm.
and we pick the top four, the top five that average the highest returns. And I don't have the time here right now. I'll
Mhm.
highly encourage people to understand rule of 72,
Mhm.
and they need to understand compound interest.
Mhm.
As you can see, we both can investing the same amount of money within the same 401k. I retired with $2 million, and you retired with $100,000.
Mm. Because we don't know or we don't understand this concept of 70 rules.
Because me, I took the time, I went in and I make sure I pick the top investments within that 401k plan. So
Okay.
I'm averaging 10, 11, 12% compounding interest
Mhm.
while you averaging 2 to 3%.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
So now, if you have enough money after you fully fund your 401k up to the max, so you can get 100%
Mhm.
matching, then you should try to open a outside Roth IRA account.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you have people going all over the place
Mhm.
because they're not even fully funding their
Mhm.
own retirement account.
Mhm.
So why are you all over the place? You're doing stocks, you're doing options, you're doing all those things, you're doing penny, you're doing how do you call that again?
It was called like Bitcoins.
Bitcoins, you're doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
but you don't have your basic covered.
Correct.
So once you're done with that retirement account, then you can start saving for your kids' college.
Mhm.
All right. If you
Mhm.
have enough money, then you can start, save a little bit of money towards your kids' college. And I see people make that mistake all the time. They
Mhm.
don't have a retirement plan.
Mhm.
They're not saving anything for themselves. They
Mhm.
fully funding their kids' college, which is noble. I completely understand that, but
Mhm.
that's the way around.
Yeah,
Your
bro.
kids, your kids can find student loans. They
Yep.
can find grant. They can
Yep.
find
Scholarships.
scholarships.
Yep.
There are no scholarships for retirement. There are no
Nope.
grants, and I
Wow, that's a
almost
good way.
guarantee you,
Yeah.
your kids will much rather you save for your retirement account.
Then you pay for that college then. That
Exactly.
is that is true. Because no kids want to their parents, mom and dad to move into their new life and mess up their vibe.
It's not because you have any,
Yeah.
but you got your own life.
They have their
You
own
see what I'm
they have their own life as well. You know?
saying? So I highly always encourage, like me and you,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you have enough money, and I encourage people to make as much money as possible,
Yeah.
but do not start saving for college until you fully funding your retirement account.
Or you know what? You just give me hope right there, because honestly, and I'm being transparent with you right now. I feel like I was behind when my wife and I stopped talking about my daughter. We turn around and she's turning 18 and she's doing college, right? And then I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my god, we are behind on that college fund because my daughter wants to be a doctor and she want to go to Baylor, and we're looking at prices like, oh my god, we're falling behind, and we are doing the best to. But you just make it make sense. Like, wait, at the end of the day, let's say my daughter, God, God allow her doors and she become the doctor. Does she want us to come move in with her, or does she want us to live our life because she have her own life to live? Because I don't think she would want me in the backyard when she's hanging out with a hubby.
Nothing wrong with it, but
Yeah,
it has to be done at the right step. It has to be
correct,
done the right way. So
correct,
once you're done with all that, then the next thing you might want to have to do, that's what I call it, uh, 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 um, your goal dreams or your
right,
dream trips. So if you have enough money, you have all those things in place, then you can start saving. So you know what? When I retire, I want to have a trip around the world. I want to have those type of things.
mhm,
So now, if you have all those things in place,
mhm,
where is the crack in your retirement, in your financial planning?
mhm. Well,
That that covers almost everything. I mean, yes, I didn't really cover everything in
no,
detail,
yeah,
but if you cover all those five pillars,
correct.
then again, if someone would want me to go they can
Yeah,
give me a
just
call, we can sit down and talk
yeah,
with them.
yeah,
But those are the basics that you
yeah,
need to have in place. So when we're talking about the holistic financial planning or
correct,
holistic financial house, those are all the things you have to have in place. So it doesn't matter what life hates you with.
correct.
You lose your jobs, you have enough to
Yeah,
on your emergency account. Uh, a spouse, God forbid, passed away, you have enough life insurance in place.
right,
You know exactly how much money you're gonna have when you retire. Once you have things like this,
correct.
you have what we call you have the roadmap, you have the GPS,
Okay,
your financial GPS. So you
correct,
follow on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So that's
correct.
what it means to have
Yeah.
a fully financial house in place.
This is awesome. This is awesome. And one more last question, man. Let's say there's a young couple that's starting today, and both husband and wife. They just got married, just out of college, fresh out of college.
Mhm.
Together, they're making less than $80,000 to start, right? So, what is the first break? They should be laying down in their financial house,
Life insurance.
life insurance, like you said before. That's the
Why?
first break.
Very simple.
Yeah,
Why? This is the one thing that you can then go back and get because you need it.
right, right.
So the very first thing, and that's the thing, people think they too young. I don't have now. You get your life insurance today.
Today,
Yeah,
today.
because the older you get, the more expensive it becomes,
Hmm.
and you don't know. You might working today and tomorrow you have a heart attack or something
Something
happens to
happens here.
you, become uninsurable.
Correct, correct,
So get your life insurance. The first thing you got to do, get out of the
correct,
way.
correct, correct.
Since
No,
they don't have kids yet, I mean, a will becomes a luxury. You don't really need. I mean, you can have a few things in place like living will, power of attorney, have surrogates, healthcare surrogates to know, hey, if I'm in the hospital and I'm a vegetable, hey, this is what I want.
correct,
So they
right,
can have all those things in place. But to answer your questions, that's the first thing. Get your life insurance in place right now.
right, right. If Marcus would have met Marcus, the 20 years old Marcus, what is the
Oh,
first advice you would give to that 21 years old Marcus?
get financially educated.
Mm, that's it.
That's get financially educated. Because those are the thing. The other side, the other people, that's what they teach their kids very young.
Mhm. It's true though. That is so true. I mean, I remember I was a substitute teacher back in my 30s. I'm old now, man. I was back in my 30s. It sounded like 10 years, 15 years ago. And I remember I was at the school predominantly white, and we started talking about subject about stock and everything else. You'll be amazed to see some high school kids
Mhm.
teaching me gems about investment, about stock, about invest. I'm like, oh my goodness. No wonder why easily become part of 1%. It's not because they are different because of their color of their skin. It's because of the education. Parents provide the education. That's why Marcus, man, I brag about giving my kids books to read about financial, so they understand certain things because um, this is why we're lacking in our community
Yeah, because
educated people.
we in our community,
Yeah,
fortunately for some of us, we don't become aware of those things until in the late 30s.
late 30s, late 30s.
But imagine if we started, let's say if you
Man,
started investing $100 a month by the time you were 7, 18, 19,
bro,
that's
imagine
compound interest.
imagine making income tax. You're making $3,000 a year, and you start putting $1,000 for the past
Every
18 in
single year.
compounded interest, man, for like 25 years,
Exactly. So,
bro.
my best advice I would give myself
Uh-huh.
if I would get financially educated.
Man, listen, you got 1 minute, man. Talk to my people. How can they reach out to you to have this conversation? Talk to me.
Well, number one, they can give me a call. Phone number is 954-756-2609. They can shoot me an email at matellis@farmersagent.com. Uh, I don't even think I said what I did. I'm a financial planner for Farmers Insurance. So
Yeah,
technically, I'm responsible for about 30 different offices where I am the financial advisor for all their clients. So if you have any questions, life insurance, retirement planning, if you have a 401k plan, either you left your job, you go into a different jobs, or you still at your job and you want me to go over the 401k with you, give me a call. 954-756-2609. My service is free. You don't pay me anything. If you get any service from me, the company will pay me. So you don't have to worry about paying me.
there we go. Hello, friends, Marcus, man. Thank you for your time. I know there's so much we could do. What I want you to promise me, man. promise me that you will come back again so we can talk more about this. Because
Here's one thing I think we should do.
yes,
What
sir.
we should do is actually take one day and focus in one subject.
Okay.
So maybe we can talk about, because life insurance is a big thing. Maybe we can
Right.
talk about life insurance and
Right.
that section where I go in depth about life insurance. We can talk
Mhm.
about retirement. But today
Right.
was a kind of overview.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
keep in mind, you can call me any day, anytime.
Yes,
I'm more
sir.
than happy to do so, man.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, my friend. So, guys, there you have it. We just want to hold you for an hour. Thank you for plugging in with the Real Talk with your friends, yours truly, Edison Sanat. And guys, if you want to be connected, if you want to ask questions about those things, we want to educate you as much possible because our people perish lack of knowledge. But right now, with free access of the internet, with you being part of our fan, you will be educated in this area. Once again, I love you. I'll see you guys next Thursday. I have another great guest for you in the community. You do not want to miss this session. Love you. There's nothing you can do about it. God bless you. Bye bye.